Today we will be making this Sally slash Minnie inspired Dollar Tree wreath. Hey, I'm Daniela with DD's Art Workshop. If you like staying on a budget and DIYs, this channel is for you. So don't forget to like and subscribe. This DIY is part of the What Month Is It playlist hosted by Tammy with Happiness Created, Annalie with Annalie Ashby, Shawnee with Glitzy Stitches DIY, and Ellie with DIY from house to home. Now let's jump right in and let's get crafty. I'm gonna start off using this pizza pan from Dollar Tree. If you have seen my other DIYs, you have seen me use these before and I love them. You can sand your pizza pan down. This is just your personal preference, but I just chose not to do so. With a pencil, I'm gonna start drawing my Sally pattern. So just go ahead and get an idea of how you want it. I actually got this idea from an Instagram account, which she actually made pillows. And I love this idea because she did the Mickey Mouse form with the Sally dress design. And I'm gonna go ahead and link her account below. Now I'm going to start off with this lilac in Craft Smart, and I really love the multi-purpose matte acrylic paint for this material. It just goes on better. This one is a little bit more watery, I guess you could say. The matte one is always better, and multi-surface is always much better, and it goes on much thicker and more pigmented. And I really love the brand Folk Art as well. It's actually one of my favorite brands, Folk Art acrylic paint. I actually like it's a little bit better quality. It's a little bit more expensive than Craft Smart, but it just depends on the project you're doing. I love both brands, but when you're really working on material like this pizza pan, the Folk Art is much better. And I also had some chalk paint in my paint stash, and that one also goes on very nicely. And let me know in the comments below if there is a favorite paint you have. These are just some of my favorites, and it's what I already had at home, so I'm just going to be using that. That way I don't have to go and buy more paint. So I'm just working with what I have, you guys, and it all worked out because I had all the colors that I needed. And now for this satin color that I did have at home, like I said, I'm not a fan of the satin for this pizza pan because it's a little bit more thin. The paint goes on thinner, and I am gonna have to give it a little bit more coats. I don't know if I gave it 2 or 3. I'm not going to show you that part, but just so you get an idea how it goes on. But it's okay. Once I give it that second and third coat, whatever I feel it's needed, it's going to look much better, guys, and it's going to give it a better coverage. And another thing I didn't show, because I actually didn't do it on this one, but it's something you can do to speed up the process. You know, you can always use a hair dryer, or if you have a heat gun, that way you don't have to wait for the coats to dry in between. I didn't really have to use it too much on this one because while I got to the second color, the other colors were already dry, but if you do need to do so, you can always use your blow dryer. Now this is probably my favorite part on any time I do a painting. It's when I do the outlines, and I am using a paint marker. The brand is Craftsmart and you can find it at your local craft store. I purchased mine at Michael's. Do make sure that your painting is super dry, because if your paint is slightly wet, it will mess up your marker. So if you do need to use that blow dryer, go ahead and blow dry your painting if you need to do so. That way you can outline on a super dry surface. And now we are ready to get started on Sally's patches, and we're just going to be outlining all the patches and drawing some little X's all around, you guys. And this is super fun because it's making it all come together. That part is done. I'm going to be using some Cool Whip lids that I had at home, and I like these lids because they're plastic and they're a little bit harder than using regular cardboard. And I'm going to be drawing Sally's patches on the ears as well. And once I draw those patches, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing and just paint with my acrylic paint. And like I said, some of these will be needing maybe 2 or 3 coats depending on what you see. So the multi-surface paint mat is always the best, like I told you guys in the beginning. And I am kind of going off of the pillow that I linked on the description below, and from the creator of that pillow that I showed you guys earlier. So I'm kind of getting an idea on that, and also just going off of what Sally's dress actually looks like. So just use your imagination, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You do not have to be the best painter or the greatest artist to pull this look off, you guys. It's the best part of this DIY. Now with the same paint marker, I'm going to go ahead and outline my lid, and these are going to be Minnie Mouse's ears, in case you couldn't already tell. And now we are moving on to our second lid, and it's going to be Minnie Mouse's second ear. And we're doing the same thing. We're going to go ahead and draw our pattern with our pencil, and we're going to go ahead and paint this. Your surface is nice and dry, you can go ahead and outline with your paint marker once again, and make sure to blow dry if you still think it's a little bit wet because you don't want your marker to get messed up. And now we are ready to glue our ears down to our pizza pan. And I'm going to be using my Gorilla Glue Gun with my Gorilla Glue Gun sticks. And I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to each corner of my ears, or Minnie Mouse ears. Now the ears seem to hold up pretty nicely, but I'm still gonna add these thick popsicle sticks, these jumbo popsicle sticks to the back, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of glue to each end, just like so, just to give it more of a stability and so they are more secure on there. With this thick ribbon, it's like a baby blue, I'm gonna go ahead and make a bow. A very simple and basic bow. I'm not the best at bows. I just make them very simple, like as if I'm tying my shoes kind of. So all I'm doing is I'm making a bow and just making it look nice and pretty because we're gonna be gluing this to the top of Minnie Mouse's head. Now once I like the way my bow looks, I'm gonna go ahead and cut each end. On this part, I accidentally cut it the wrong way. I don't know why I did this, so it's okay. I can fix it. I'm gonna go ahead and fold it again and cut it the right way. You're cutting upward, not downward. Anyway, it's okay because I don't want that extra ribbon to be too long, so it's just gonna work out. You have that nice, pretty, and simple bow, you are ready to glue it down with your hot glue gun. I also had this lace ribbon from Dollar Tree. It's a sheer ribbon, I'm sorry, I should say. And I'm going to be using this one to glue to the back of my wreath. That way I can hang it. This is the best I could do, you guys. I didn't have another ribbon that matched better, but I actually liked how this one looked. So I'm just gonna glue it to the back, and the best part is that this pizza pan is very light, so you don't really need something super thick or heavy in order to hang. This is gonna work perfectly. Of course, make sure to seal your work. I didn't show you guys that part, but you can seal it with a spray paint acrylic sealer, or you can also use a gloss varnish and use your paintbrush to seal. They sell those at any craft store just for longer lasting results. And this is the final look, you guys. I am totally loving it, and I like how this inspiration came from a pillow and I turned it into a wreath, a Dollar Tree wreath, which is awesome because the cost was definitely less than $5 with materials I already had at home, so it was very affordable. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you make it, don't forget to tag me on Instagram. This DIY reminds me of Proverbs 31:25. She is clothed in strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. Don't forget to like, subscribe, spread love, kindness, and stay crafty.